am Katie Kempner, and welcome to Perspectives during Advertising Week Europe. I'm really thrilled to be talking to Poppy Dinsey. She's a writer, and she is also the founder of What I Wore. It's great to meet you.
Yeah, lovely to meet you.
So let's just jump in a little bit and talk about the site and how you started it.
Well, actually, very serendipitously, which I think a lot of businesses end up being started this way, I am towards the end of 2009, I was trying to come up with a New Year's resolution for 2010, and I decided I wanted to wear more of the clothes I already own. So rather than kind of shopping more, I was going to shop my own wardrobe and wear a different outfit for every day of 2010 and take a photo of each outfit and kind of document the whole process. So I set up a posterous blog, called it What I Wore Today, and as soon as I posted the first outfit on New Year's Day, I had people saying, you're never going to do an outfit every day, not a different outfit, definitely for a whole year. And the more people that were saying you're not going to do it, obviously the more I was like, I'm definitely going to keep this up. I'm going to find, even if I'm wearing my dad's clothes, I'm going to do 365 outfits. And very quickly, I thought it might have a bit of a spike in traffic at the beginning because people would think it's a novel idea, but it just kind of sustained people's interest, I think, because it was at a time where outfit blogging didn't really exist, and if people were bored, whereas now we can get kind of lost in BuzzFeed and Twitter and stuff for hours, this was kind of a bit before all of that. So if people think, oh, what's Poppy wearing today, I might just click on her blog and could see, and it was like 30 seconds out of someone's day. It wasn't kind of photos that were overly posed. I'd take them on my phone in the mirror at home as I was leaving, or in lifts or whatever. So it was a very kind of quick and easy thing for me to do. And it just grew, and I had more girls emailing daily saying, can you either critique my outfit or can you put a photo of my outfit on your blog? So I kind of thought, that's not going to work. I want it to just be all about me for 365 days. And once I get to the end of 2010, maybe I'll do something different. And so I decided to build an outfit sharing platform. Took like 18 months to do that, and iPhone and Android apps, and they launched in September 2011 and have been running kind of ever since, and allow anyone from around the world to upload a photo of what they're wearing, tag like what they're doing, if they're like at work or at the gym, where they are, and the brands they're wearing, and then we send traffic back out to retailers, or people can just like go back out. If a lot of the girls that use it are fashion bloggers, so it might be that they're driving traffic back to their own blogs and that sort of thing.
I was talking with Louise Court, the editor-in-chief of Cosmopolitan, earlier today, and we were talking about younger girls starting out in business and then getting far along and being more entrepreneurial. And I think that that's something that they're thinking more and more about. So was it a natural thing for you to become an entrepreneur as opposed to looking for a job?
I know there's huge debates about whether or not entrepreneurs are like born or made, and I studied economics at university, but parts of my course I chose to do like modules in entrepreneurship. So, I'd be doing a disservice to everyone that teaches it if I say you can't learn it, because there are huge skill sets that you have to learn, like no matter how like intrinsic it is in you, you still need to like learn some very practical things. But I have always been fascinated by business from being like super young. Even when I was at school, I was buying wholesale textbooks to resell them out to all the students, and I thought I could get in a lot of trouble for it. So I said, the school weren't doing it, so I said to them, look, if you buy these books wholesale, you can sell them. They'll still be cheaper to the students than they are if they go to the bookshop. So you might make like £2 per book. Like, do you want to do it? If not, I'm going to do it. And they're like, oh no, it sounds like too much trouble. So I did it, and was, always looking for projects like that, which might have made like £200, but when you're like 15, that's like winning the lottery. So I think I've always been intrigued by finding ways to make money or to just do stuff in a cleverer way. Because I think, big companies obviously get really bogged down in kind of ways of doing things, and it's really difficult to kind of make changes. So I've always liked working in small companies or doing stuff on my own in a more disruptive way.
So another thing that Louise and I were talking about was how for somebody like her as an editor or me as a communications person, I sort of see myself as a communications person and well, now an interviewer as well. And so that's sort of the career path I see for myself. Do you see yourself as somebody who will constantly be developing websites, or do you think that this is just one stop along a career of many different twists and turns?
I like writing more than anything, and I've always enjoyed writing. So like in the dream, if I was multi-millionaire and didn't need to make any money at all, I think I would write fiction books is what I'd kind of ideally do. And I'd probably, because of what I was just saying about kind of an innate like desire to kind of do commercial things. I'd probably do like side projects, like in a very small scale way, but writing would be what I'd choose to spend my time doing. So I've tried now to do more and more kind of writing projects because that's what I'm interested in. But when I meet people that work in big companies, which is when I was young, that's what I thought I'd want to do, like work in the city and work in banking. And that's what a lot of people from my degree went on to do. I'm hugely jealous of that sort of thing, but I don't know if that comes from being fascinated by how those sorts of companies work and how big business kind of works, or if it's because I actually want to do it. So I might say, my fiance works in the city, and I'll always say like, oh, I really like, I might just take 2 years out and do like a proper like city job for a while. But I guess it's just being like fascinated by what other people do, perhaps, and being intrigued by other industries.
You mentioned to me, I was admiring your dress, and you said you had worn it in a shoot for Marie Claire, about mentorship. And I would love for you to talk a little bit about mentorship, because also, again, not to harp on this age thing, but I just think it's wonderful. Often when someone's thinking, how do I find a mentor? You know, they think, oh, well, I need to find somebody that has the job that I want, that I aspire to be like. So tell me a little bit about being a mentor and how you think mentorship plays into business.
I think mentorship's hugely important because obviously friends and family can be as supportive as they can be, but there are times where you just need practical, like not from your mum advice, where it's, you know, and that can only come from people that have like walked in your shoes and done the types of stuff before. So when I was setting up, I had like a huge list of people I knew I could call, and 2 of those guys were actually my old employers who I just trusted, where if someone was quoting me a price for something, it was just more like sense checking of being able to say, are these guys ripping me off? Do I really need to do this? Is this really true that in the EU you have to do X, Y, and Z, and I need to know this? Because often that's just what I needed, was someone to like bounce an idea off, and something that might take like 5-10 minutes of someone else's time, but it would make a huge difference to me. So as I've kind of learned so much in the few years that I've been running a business, I've wanted to be able to pass that back to people. It's just like this kind of circle of, if someone's helped you out, you feel like you need to help out the next generation, whatever age that might be, but the next kind of lot of entrepreneurs coming through.
I like to wrap up by asking my guests if they have one piece of advice for somebody starting out or looking to make a change in their life. What would it be?
I suspect people say this to you a lot, but it's to make sure you really love what it is that you're doing, because it's really one thing that I think is common to anyone that's creative or is an entrepreneur, is they like flip between ideas the whole time, and that's part of being entrepreneurs. You see opportunities all the time, so to focus on one and to say, actually I'm giving this, like, say a minimum of 3 years dedication is really hard to do. And I think you do know when it's the idea that you want to do, because it'll be the type of thing that keeps you up at night and for a long time, and you just can't stop thinking about it. But if you're not finding that you're super passionate about it every time you describe your business to someone, then at like 3 a.m. when you're at like a tax deadline or something's just crashed, or you know you've got a shop to open and you don't have any stock, you're definitely not going to love it then, and that's when people kind of fall apart.
That's a great piece of advice. It was great to meet you.
Yeah, lovely to meet you. Thank you.